Hey Transastic, it's Ohan here, and this week we're talking about early childhood experiences. I don't know what to say that's really that much different than what everyone else has been saying this week, which is you don't need your childhood as evidence to transition. I'm going to share a personal example. I remember being in middle school. I guess that's not really childhood, but whatever. It makes sense that one would be going through puberty during that time and would be really uncomfortable for everyone, really, but especially if you're trans. And I wrote in this journal. Okay, I don't remember writing it, but I apparently wrote in this journal about questioning gender and maybe I'm a boy, maybe that was supposed to happen and it didn't, all these things. I don't remember writing it. But then I was in high school and I was cleaning out my old room and I found this journal and I was just like flipping through the pages and I read that thing that I had written. I have a memory of reading it, but I don't have a memory of writing it. And I remember being so just sheer terror. I was like, oh God. I think because I was at a point where I was older and I understood more things, and I was just like, oh God, oh no, okay. And I ripped it up and I threw it away, and I don't have this journal anymore. And I was talking to my therapist about being like, I'm sad that I did that. Like, I would like to just see that. I would like to just have this piece of paper. And then she was like, what do you think you're gonna do with it? Go to the doctor and be like, I'm trans, see attached? I just imagine like people gathering all of these photographs and like timelines and whatever and like presenting it to some person to be like, see, look, really, I'm trans, I swear. You don't need to create a file to show somebody. Like, you just have to tell them in your adult body and be like, this is what I am. As far as my early childhood experiences go, I never, ever associated the trouble that I had as a child with gender. I definitely had a lot of mental health things going on. I was depressed, I was anxious, I had OCD, I would run away from the bus, I hated going to school, I would cry all the time, I would cry all day. It was just my poor parents, basically. I just feel for them because it was not fun and it was not easy. I had a good childhood in a sense that I had very loving, caring people around me, and I had friends and stuff. It was just like it was way less about gender and way more about like why does it suck so much to be in this world and why is everyone having a better time than I am. I was kind of like an observer when I was young, and I guess I still am, but it was just like looking around at other people and it was like, oh, everyone seems to be enjoying themselves. Like, that's weird. Like, why do I want to die? Okay, I think the whole reason that there's this fixation on what were you like as a child and can that be an indicator of who you are today? I would ask myself, like, why do we care? Like, why do we even care about childhood to prove things to us in our adult life? And the reason that I came up with is that when you are a child, it's like your most uninhibited state probably ever of your life. Like, you're very untouched by society's bullshit. Not really though, but like as untouched as you're gonna be by all of the expectations of society. You're new to this world, you're figuring things out, like you're a blank slate, open-minded, um, ask all these questions, you don't care if they're inappropriate or not. Like, you just don't have the same consciousness or awareness that you would have as an adult where you think people are judging you all the time. We turn to childhood to be like, okay, if society didn't exist, how would I feel about myself? If society wasn't telling me who to be, who would I be? And I'm gonna think of who I was as a child when I felt way more free to just be. That to me makes sense. Like, that was like, okay, I get why we look at childhood and go back to this time. But at the same time, children react to different ways in with like regarding trauma, regarding anything really. So I don't know. I think I've never really been a super assertive person, and so I feel like for a child to kind of tell their parents like, no, I'm not doing this, I'm doing this, or like, no, I'm not this, I'm this, like, you have to be a pretty assertive kid. Like, you have to really know what you want and not give a shit, and that just wasn't really who I was slash am. I think my entire life I've been kind of a people pleaser. I've always just wanted to make people happy. I wanted to cause as little disturbance as possible. Never wanted to inconvenience anybody or make anybody's life difficult. I've always kind of cared way too much about other people's needs and neglected my own. So yeah, I wore dresses. Yeah, I just did what my parents told me to do. I have an older sister, so there was an expectation to do what she did and to wear what she did, and also just hand-me-downs because things are expensive, and I just got whatever she had, you know? So, and I played with whatever she had. So there were these things that I think shaped my childhood in a way that there wasn't really that much room for me to be oppositional about specifically what was bothering me. But I do think it affected me greatly in a sense that I was very sad, I was very uncomfortable, I was not at ease, I had a hard time. I just had a hard time. It took me a long time to be able to um, kind of put the pieces together. It's all been a blur. I think most of my formative years were just shaped by wanting to please people and denying everything that I felt and wanted to do. So really uplifting way to end this video. Talk to me, ask me things, do whatever you want. You know how to find me. Go to the link below. Okay, I'll see you next week. Bye.